Hi friends. So today we're talking about the Chaturthmasa D-4. Chaturthmasa Varga, True Masa or Padmasa or D-4 or Bandhu-bhava. Chaturmarga Varga D4, the sign divided into four parts of 7 degree 20 each. The first division falls in the same sign, the second division falls in fourth sign, and the third division falls in seventh sign, and fourth division falls in 10th sign from it. This division shows fortune, landed property, vehicles, asset, unmovable asset, influences of mother, domestic life, mental peace, landed property and convenience. We call it as a fruits of roots, Bhagya Bija. The chapter of Bharat Parashar Hora Shastra 6, Shloka number 9. The Lord of four Kendra from a Rashi are the rulers of respective Chaturmasa of Rashi commencing from Mesha. Each Chaturmasa has a fourth of Rashi and the deities are respectively are first the Skanda, Sanka. A planet in this domain gives a full enthusiasm to pursue the desired aim. Sadananda, a person accepts happiness as in a state of happiness. Kumara, risk and courage to retain happiness despite change of environment. Sanatana, one who regains happiness despite losing it. The calculation of D4 chart is each sign of 30 degrees divided into four parts of 7.30 degree each. Planets and Lagna posted in the first divisional in that itself. Planet posted in the second division fall fourth from the sign. Planet posted in the third division fall in seventh from the sign. And the planet posted in fourth division fall in 10th division from the sign where the planet is posted. Fourth house, among the other things, signifies the property and conveyances, the Karka being Mars and Venus, respectively. In analyzing this D4 chart, see the Lagna Lord, fourth Lord in D1 chart, and Karkas of Mars and Venus together, with the fourth house from Mars and Venus, respectively from D4 chart, that is Chaturmasa chart. The possibility of possessing immovable property, vehicles, and also the happiness, troubles, and irrigations with these significations can be seen from this divisional chart. Field of psychic expectation from the matters of security and protection in fixed place. Own properties, school and fixed abode. House. Fruits of 11th house of the roots of 4th. Profit from habitual customs of people, from upbringing given by the parents and caretakers, and the deeds of title lands, all we see from D4 chart. We consider the 4th house and the significators Mars and Venus for examining the net asset in the life. For example, happiness, properties, vehicles, and other valuable comforts of that native. The Lord of 4th house of Rashi chart and the significators of Mars and Venus act as a prime determinants of net asset in the life. If there is a no Mul Trikona sign in the 4th house, then the Lord of 2nd house becomes the prime determinant of net asset in the life. And if there is a no Mul Trikona sign in both 4th and 2nd house, then the Lord of 11th house act as a prime determinant for net asset. So what does D4 determine? The D4 determine the prognosis of material comfort, the effects upon Dhanabhava, the second house of treasures and collection. Dhanabhava only reveals the size and contents of comforts from acquired values, either financial wealth or the knowledge. The house which defines and energizes wealth rooted to fixed plates sits in 3 and 11th angle to the money house, 3rd house and 11th house to the money house. It is the Bandhu-bhava, the 4th house of home and mother educations, an earthly place to one's bonded roots. D4 can verify the characters of Graha, which produce foundational corporal and cultural securities. Look within the D4 to confirm actualization potential of Karka Chandra. The radix of L4 and L fall from the Chandra. That is longitude from 4th and longitude from Chandra. Examine the Bandhu-bhava in the radix. Will radix the 4th house generate the community support of 11th house and personal courage of 3rd house necessary to realize its goals. That's why it is called 11th and 3rd house are the Bandhu-bhava of 4th house, the D4 chart. Outcome depends on relationship between the 3 and 11th house. Once the radix of 3 and 11th house relationship is established, look for the confirmation of the fruits of the 4th house in the 4th divisional chart, that is we call Chaturthmasa chart. Chaturthmasa reveals the final detail how the result of mother is early training with the native. The central result of mother's love and training being good fortune for her children will gain from D4, that is Chaturthmasa, a conferring level of detail regarding luxury, wealth and good fortunes. Predictions that can partially subtitle overall happiness is term often used for the D4. What is meant by happiness? In the context of D4 and its protector Chandra, happiness, physical roots, social stability, psychic grounding and emotional security. In a particular, D4 can confirm whether the native will enjoy an environmentally sensitively, psychologically rooted relationship to one and earthly place. D4 also confirm whether one will acquire earthly property or care for it, or otherwise receive the happiness from deriving from state worship of earth and oceans and lands. D4 also confirm whether one will enjoy a strong cultural affinity to the peoples with occupy one in birthplace. The strength and prestige of habits of mother and culture can also be measured via Chaturthmasa, that is D4. Schooling also we can see from D4 chart also. We also see the natives changing residence or changing the houses from D4 chart, because 4th house is a house also. D4 is a house also, the house of native. So the transit through the D4 Bandhu-bhava, it affects the native's house. D4 markers are secondary confirmation and not leading indicators of move. So going away to boarding school, hostels and living home for the first time can also be registered in D4, that is Chaturthmasa chart. Marriage. In a traditional culture where the bride leaves her home for the first time in her life upon the occasion of her marriage, followed by relocation to her husband's house, is also see D4 chart of that female native. Because in our Indian culture, the female after marriage going to her husband's house or male's house. Therefore, see the D4 chart for that female. So also those cultures in Tibetan also there is a different case, male moving to female's house, but there is one principle is same is there. Look at the Chaturthmasa chart. However, to analyzing the Chaturthmasa chart, we have to consider following rules. First, the ascendant lord of D4, the position of prime determination of net asset in the Rashi chart, the significators of net asset in D4 to identify the status of net asset, the royal planets like Sun and Moon, the significators of Venus influencing from the prime determinants when the strong indicate positions of royal nature. Third, Saturn and Mercury similarly donate Hubble positions. Mercury signifies education, Saturn for the masses and changes of residence after marriage. Fourth, Rahu and Mars when strive hard for acquiring luxurious positions. Mars signifies fixed asset, land and building, etc. Fifth, Jupiter in such situation denotes good positions and comforts of life, when dignity and is significators of happiness. 10th lord of D1 chart, if connected to Lagna or the Lagna lord of D4 chart, assures incomes from property. 6th, planets in 6th, 8th and 12th house give despair, hardship, etc. acquiring property. 7th, Ketu in the 4th house or related to the 4th house bring loss of assets. So that's my knowledge about D4 chart or Chaturthmasa chart for you. So see your D4 chart according to the way I teach you or I say to you. So thanks friends, and sorry for that video, because I made the video in the night. So that for sorry, but I give you knowledge, a very good knowledge about D4 chart. So share my video if you like my video, subscribe it, and thanks for watching friends. Jai Ganesh.